Hello everybody, today we're gonna be talking about EX haanit that came out for the global version of COTC. She's a really great character and we will discuss how her kit works. EX haanit has Summon Linde Dance which summons Linde, and Linde deals sword damage to all foes at a potency of 150. This becomes 260 at max boost. This also hits polearm weaknesses. The calculations are based on physical sword attack, and it lowers the physical defense and elemental defense of all foes by 10%. The 10% part, sadly, is not extendable, so it's only for 2 turns at max boost. But it's a really great skill. She has Intensity Elegy, which provokes all foes for 2 turns, and lowers the physical attack and elemental attack by 15% for 2 turns. This is all extendable, so all of those effects are extendable. Unlike Larga, where his taunt is the only thing that gets extended, while his physical attack stays at 2 turns. For haanit, it's both 5 turns at max boost, which is insanely good. She also has this Grizzling Dance, which hits Fan 3 times on a random target, inflicts 10% physical defense, elemental defense, and speed down, with each attack for 2 turns. This is a really great skill, and with any debuff extension, this becomes basically a cap of the amount of turns, because it's gonna inflict for 9 turns with using this skill once, which is insanely good, if provided there is one enemy. Her nuking option is Precise Promanda, or whatever, deals physical fan damage to a single foe at 260. This becomes 450 like usual at max boost. This hits guaranteed to crit and deals 20% more damage if the enemy has a speed down effect. She has a 4-hit AoE fan with a potency of 35. This becomes 70 at max boost, and it has a chance to inflict an enchant, which is basically paralysis. This is a really good AoE shield shaving skill that she has. The new arena champion Hami that came out also alongside with haanit. Her fight has fan weaknesses, so this skill is really good. And this skill, oh my god, what were they thinking with this skill? Phoenix Promance, okay? Deals physical fan damage to all foes at 150. This becomes 260 at max boost. And this is the crazy part. Inflicts physical attack, physical defense, elemental attack, elemental defense, crit, and speed down for 15% for 2 turns. So essentially she's debuffing all the enemies for 2 turns by casting this skill. This is also extendable with debuff extensions, so it becomes 3 turns. So my recommendation is just putting any sort of debuff extension on EX haanit. This skill is insanely overpowered, and it is a really great debuffing overall. Just from this alone, from her kit alone, she can cap the elemental attack, elemental defense, physical attack, and elemental attack of the opponent. Like reduce it by 30%. And she also can inflict 25% speed down. Or you can cap it with this skill right here, but it's not really a worth skill to use. And it reduces the possibility of the enemy critting, but that is not really that relevant. Her passives. Her passive 1 is Boosted Dash. If you know Lars, Mulo, and Prom, they have a passive where when they use 3 PP, they act first. With haanit, you only have to spend 1 PP or more, which is an insanely overpowered passive if you want her to be your breaker, or you want her to debuff the enemy as soon as you enter the fight without any issues. And to her second passive. Oh my god, what is this? Grant 50% chance to dodge physical attack and elemental attack. This is insane passive. So, what essentially is, she dodge 50% of the time. So, yes, on paper, this looks great, but not that great. But, Hami, that came out literally today with her, she has the ability to give the front row ally, or the ally in the same row as Hami, physical dodge and elemental dodge. I wonder if someone that is really great was Hami. Hami gives up to 4 dodge with her max boost with physical dodge or elemental dodge, okay? And this 50% chance will make it practically untouchable if you got the average luck, because the average you expect is dodge once your 2 attacks. So if you have 4 dodges, you're at least gonna have like 6 dodges before haanit gets hit once. So practically haanit is untouchable if you have Hami in the same row as her. Her ultimate is no exception. It is stupidly overpowered, much like her other kit, which is she deals a fan damage to all foes, and with Linde, she also hits sword and polearm weaknesses. She inflicts 10% physical attack, physical defense, elemental attack, and elemental defense by 10%. This is insanely overpowered, the ultimate. It is 5% at ultimate level 9, but I highly recommend going for this at ultimate level 10. This is an insanely broken ultimate. Her Awakening 4 accessory is extend the duration of enabling effects, which is debuff extension, like physical attack, elemental attack, etc. for self by 1 turn. At the start of battle, it inflicts 10% speed down for all foes by 5 turns. This is not 5 turns, this is actually 6 turns with the debuff extension. And this accessory is great because of the debuff extension that it provides. Also, the speed down is really great for speed management. Alongside with Daran Day 4, you're gonna have 9 turns at the start of battle where the enemy is 20% slower. So this is a really great A4 for a general pull unit. What is my recommendations on haanit? If you're a free-to-play player and have a lot of rubies, I actually recommend pulling for haanit. If you are someone like me where you only have 5,000 rubies currently, I do not really recommend pulling for haanit because there are, of course, much better units that you can pull for. And just want to point out that haanit is our best tanking character in the entire game if you do not have EX Fior. So if you do not have EX Fior and you really want a character that can tank, I highly recommend haanit. Either way, this is the end of the video, so I hope you enjoyed.